of it, but beware, we have fire effects, water effects, and sound effects on today's tour, so keep your cameras safe because we will squirt you with water. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
This is a very exciting time for Universal Studios. We've been making movies for over 100 years. That's right. Carl Laemmle bought this land in 1912 for $3,500. That's right, $3,500 is how much he bought this land for. He opened this land to the public in 1915, and we've been making movies ever since. And as we make our way down the movie timeline, you can look at the movie posters. These represent just a few of the thousands of movies we've made here at Universal Studios. Now here at the nighttime tour, you get to see the studio in a whole different light. Our lighting department bought 125,000 lighting instruments and ran 500 miles of cable to light up the studio lot for you at night so that we can get an awesome tour. And sometimes even the most awesome scenes are filmed at night here at Universal Studios. Those are many of the awesome scenes that have been filmed at night right here on the lot. Some of them are filmed on the back lot, which is our Metropolitan sets, our outdoor sets. Some of them are filmed on the front lot, which is what we're about to enter. Those are our sound stages. Many iconic scenes are filmed inside our sound stages. And if you look to the left right now, this big massive building that you see, this is home to the NBC hit singing competition, The Voice, and also home to some of the most iconic scenes in movie history. And that was the case for Whoville was built on stage 12, part of Whoville and How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Also, the famous clock tower scene from Back to the Future was built inside stage 12. Here are some more iconic scenes filmed inside that soundstage. If you look at your screens right now, that is what stage 12 looks like when it's empty. So they kick, Blake Shelton and Christina Aguilera out of there, and nobody's doing the get it all out. All the bleachers, all the lights, everything, and it looks just like that. Now from our largest sound stage to some of the busiest, on the left-hand side is stage 25, 24, 23, and 22. They were all home to the hit CBS drama CSI, Crime Scene Investigation, starring Ted Danson and Elizabeth Shue. Many people say, wait, but wasn't CSI filmed in Las Vegas? And I say, nay, it was all filmed right here in Los Angeles, California. We can be anywhere we want to be here on the back lot, including Las Vegas. In fact, on the left-hand side, we have a parking structure there. That's where we park cars, yay. That is also where we filmed the Lost World Jurassic Park, so we can turn any part of this lot into any place we need it to be. The scene where they push the mobile lab unit off the cliff in the Lost World, it happens right there on that parking structure. We also filmed part of Jurassic Park in stage 27, where the Brachiosaurus sneezes on the kids. That happened right there in that sound stage. But we don't just film movies in stage 27, we also film TV shows like The Mindy Project. Now, The Mindy Project aired on Fox. It is now going to air on Hulu, and it was produced by NBC Universal. NBC Universal consists of Universal Studios, that's the theme park that we were in up there, and also many of your favorite TV networks, including NBC, E, Sci-Fi, USA, Bravo, Telemundo, The Golf Channel, CNBC, MSNBC, The Weather Channel, Oxygen, Esquire Network, and NBC Sports. Nailed it! You got them all memorized. It's like I've done this before. Now on NBC we had Parenthood. Parenthood filmed on the right-hand side in stage 44. Stage 44 is on the right-hand side here. Also, Furious 7 filmed right there on the right-hand side. So many celebrities have been out here on the lot, including the one on the left. The teddy bear from Ted 1 and Ted 2. There he is. He's got his glass of water complete with olives. Wink, 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 wink. Know what I'm saying? Now, anytime our celebrities are here on the lot, they'll either stay in a Star Wagon, that's a mobile dressing room, or whenever actors had contracts with the studio instead of with specific movies, they would stay in these bungalows on the left-hand side. $5 word of the day, bungalow. That's right. These were dressing rooms to Jimmy Stewart, Tony Curtis, Doris Day, Lucille Ball. They all had dressing rooms here. These are now casting offices. These are where actors go to audition for our films. Right here in these bungalows on the left-hand side. These are also production offices. Robert Zemeckis has his office here. Also, if you'll notice, bungalow 5195 is a Hannibal poster on top and the silhouette of Alfred Hitchcock next to the door. The reason that silhouette is there is because that was Alfred Hitchcock's office, the legendary director. Alfred Hitchcock directed Rear Window, Vertigo, The Birds, Psycho. Where that thing comes from? That is now home to the De Laurentiis Company. The De Laurentiis Company brought Hannibal to the big and small screen. Hannibal's the guy who does the eating of the people and hello, Clarice. Fava beans on a nice Chianti. That guy. That's the product of the De Laurentiis Company. Now, anytime they want to film here on the lot, they'll either film in a soundstage or right out here on our Metropolitan sets. We do the big stuff out here. Large shots on exterior sets, and we've got them lit up for you. Now, sometimes we have to do nighttime filming during the day, and that's exactly what we did for the film Streets of Fire. In Streets of Fire, they created a giant blanket. It was a 1 mile long black blanket that they laid over the top of these sets so that they could film nighttime scenes during the day. On the right-hand side, we have Brownstone Street. Jim Carrey spent some time there in Bruce Almighty. Brownstone Street is also where we filmed Home Alone 2, where Macaulay Culkin throws the bricks. That was filmed right there. Also, The Voice films in that area. The entrance to The Voice was at Brownstone Street.
Right there on the left.
Many famous actors. At the very end, we saw Courthouse Square, which is where we are now. Courthouse Square was also home to Marty McFly in Back to the Future. Check him out. The famous courthouse is right there, the clock tower. It looks a little bit different today because we had to change the way the clock tower looks so that we could use it in future films. The pavilion in the center was added later for Ghost Whisperer. Also, this is where we filmed the first episode of The Twilight Zone. And also where we filmed To Kill a Mockingbird starring Gregory Peck. But this was the main location, Hill Valley, from Back to the Future. Now we move from Hill Valley, a small town of Hill Valley, to New York. 60 years ago, cinematic history was made on top of a subway grate in New York City. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting one of the most iconic images of the 20th century here on New York Street. Get ready. Miss Marilyn Monroe.
Of course, anything for my fans. Oh, do you hear that? Don't you just love the breeze from the subway? Oh, hello, handsome. Oh, here comes another one. Oh, goodbye. Bye now. Oh, well, back to work.
Thank you, Miss Monroe. You're the bestest. Marry me. Now, to create that iconic scene, the scene that you just saw from the 7-Year Itch, when they were filming the movie, it took 14 takes. It took them 14 takes and an entire night of shooting to try to get that subway grade scene the right way. And in fact, they didn't even get it that night. They had to go into a soundstage and film that scene the next day inside a soundstage. This place has been New York. This was used in Transformers. This was used in Captain America: The First Avenger. Newsies with Christian Bale filmed at this location. This was London in Austin Powers: The Spy Who Shagged Me. It was Chicago in The Blues Brothers. Our Metropolitan sets have been many, many places and had many famous actors like Marilyn Monroe walk these sets. Clint Eastwood, Angelina Jolie. Also many famous directors like Clint Eastwood and Angelina Jolie. Get it? Another famous actor to walk these streets, Mr. Peter Jackson.
The original King Kong that made me watch it for movies. I saw that movie on TV when I was about 8 or 9 years old, and I wanted to become a filmmaker. I like films that just take you away from your real life and swing you up to the edge. Kong literally does that. I mean, you're on board the ship, you're sailing to a lost island, you're encountering monsters and creatures from, prehistoric times. How kind of place is it? So I was thrilled when Universal 3D immersive experience. So you're going to have your glasses ready. Don't put them on yet. Just put them in your hand because we're about to get to start. In a sense, this is like a mini sequel, a mini continuation. We're just taking the Kong and Skull Island and the dinosaurs that we established in our feature film. And this is, another day, another incident on Skull Island, using the creatures and the character and personality of Kong as he appeared in the movie.
Now's a good time to secure any loose articles, sunglasses, flip-flops, cameras, cell phones. Hold them very tightly. If you are wearing flip-flops, clench your toes. It is a bumpy ride as we cross Skull Island. That was King Kong 360 3D, one of the largest and most intense 3D experiences on the planet. Now, if you enjoyed that, say yeah! If you need a towel, say yeah! All of you on the outside are like, yes, please. Hold on to those 3D glasses. You won't need those for the rest. Well, you'll need them at the very end of the tour. So hold on to them. And what you just experienced was developed by Peter Jackson and the lovely ladies and gentlemen at Weta Digital. Weta Digital worked on many films. They worked on King Kong, Avatar, the Lord of the Rings trilogy, the Hobbit trilogy. In the 90s, Weta Digital worked on Hercules and Xena Warrior Princess. That's my best Xena. That's all we do. The screens you can see there are 40 feet tall and 180 feet long. They're huge.
With a Project X Studio tour, the audience is in the middle of the environment. They're looking in all directions. There's creatures coming at them. They're seeing Kong from this side and T-Rexes from the other side.
Working on a movie, we always know that people are looking straight ahead, they're looking at the shot, they're looking on. Here you have to take into account that people are looking at. Also, one of the things about this, a lot of times we use the raised cuts because it's one giant shot. This tram that's driving along through Skull Island is where the camera's from. This ring represents where the screen is 10 meters away.
We're really creating about 50 minutes of a feature film. That amount of visual information, that number of pixels, and presenting them to the audience, it's a hell of a ride.
Now, at the end, you might have noticed our tram appeared on screen. Anytime a vehicle appears on screen, that is what we call a picture car. We have two different kinds. We have picture cars and hero cars. A picture car is the one we use for stunts. We shoot it with things, we ramp it off of stuff. A hero car is the one that we only use in close-up shots and it stays in pristine condition. So when you see the car get shot and then it goes to the close-up and you're like, where'd the bullets go? That's the hero car. To see the Hero DeLorean from Back to the Future, it is down in the lower lot next to the Transformers ride in a place called the NBC Universal Experience. But until then, we have some of the more famous picture cars right here on the lot, some of them even more famous than the actors driving them. We have Kit from Knight Rider, Tom Selleck's Ferrari from Magnum PI. Remember Back to the Future vehicles here? These represent vehicles from the year 2015. That's this year. The Ford Probe looks a lot like a Prius to me. Also the Flintstone vehicles, the Fast and Furious franchise vehicles, and then at the very end, we have some very, very new vehicles. Very special.
What's up, Universal Studios Hollywood? I'm Chris Pratt. Check out a sneak peek of my new movie, Jurassic World.
And it's out right now.
We have a new attraction.
What happened in Sybil?
She ate it.
She's killing for sport. Evacuate the island.
Oh yeah, now I can't play that without also playing this.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Oh yeah, it gives me chills every single time I hear it. Welcome to Jurassic Park. It's the original. That's the OG Jurassic Park. My favorite. And here we are entering Engine Labs. We got the cages, the dinosaurs, even some of the vehicles from... What is that noise? What is that? Oh no, this is not good. This is not good. Now what you just survived was a Dilophosaurus attack. It's courtesy of our special effects department. Our special effects department is responsible for animatronics like that, and also for creating the weather here on the back lot. If you haven't noticed, California seems to be sunny and dry about 395 days out of the year. So it's up to the VFX department to create the weather for our films. Sometimes it is VFX, visual effects, and sometimes it's practical effects. A practical effect is one that is tangible, it can be held, it can be touched. And I will show you how we make rain practically for movies. The thundering sounds that you hear would have been done in a Foley lab named after Jack Foley. He created the sounds for the first movie sound called Talkies. And the rain that you're about to see is sprayed from tall spouts in the sky, and it falls naturally to the earth like so. And that's how we create rain for the movie. It was a dark and stormy night. This only lasts a few seconds and then we'll shut it off. Oh, this is not good. This set is not designed to hold too much water.
Oh my god!
You're about to get really wet. And a little bit of calm water. This is how we use that set in Big Fat Liar starring Paul Giamatti. Check it out. Now that area that you just saw, the flood area, and the area we are in now, this is all called Old Mexico. Old Mexico was dressed up as Tortuga in the Pirates of the Caribbean. It was dressed as China in the animated film Up. And it was Mexico in The Three Amigos, starring Chevy Chase, Steve Martin, and Martin Short. Now right next door to Mexico is its natural next door neighbor and the place I call home. Welcome to 6 Points, Texas, y'all. Here at 6 Points, Texas, we can film 6 silent movies at one time, over 250 silent movies per year. Some of the most famous Western stars moseyed up and down these streets. John Wayne, Jimmy Stewart, Robert Redford. Now all the buildings that you see here, they're just the fronts and sides of buildings. On the insides, they're mainly hollow. However, sometimes these buildings will light up with the ghosts of Western's past. Some of those legendary Western stars have walked these streets. One of the oldest sets in Hollywood. Now we move from one of the oldest sets to one of the most historic. I'm going to take you to Germany or Spain or France, because the world is literally just around the corner out here on the back lot. And so now I take you to Little Europe, where the monster movie was born. The year was 1931, and the movie was Frankenstein. You can almost hear the sounds of the angry villagers, pitchforks in hand, on the hunt for Frankenstein's monster. Frankenstein wasn't the only classic monster to get his start out here in Little Europe. There was Bride of Frankenstein, the Wolfman, the Invisible Man, Hunchback of Notre Dame, Dracula. They all started right here in Little Europe. In fact, there were two versions of Dracula that filmed here. There was the English version during the day, and they filmed the Spanish version at night, all at the same time. Some people say the Spanish version rivals the English version.
Dracula. Soy Dracula.
Now, any monster movie that you see today would have been inspired by the monster movies that started right there in Little Europe. If you watch I, Frankenstein, Twilight, Sharknado, those are all inspired by the monster movies that started right here at Universal Studios. Now, speaking of things that started here at Universal Studios, I've got a special set for you. This set was used in an episode of Bones. Now this set that you see here is special in its own way. It's what we call a hot set. Let's start up the cameras and the lights set up, costumes over here in the corner. Looks like they have craft services right there. Stay seated. Earthquake and Airport. Here's how they use that set on Bones. Who says that? Now I take you to a small town just off the coast of New England, known as Amity Island. From the classic movie Jaws, directed by Steven Spielberg. Now Steven Spielberg used nighttime scenes to enhance the terror of this film, like when a woman takes a nighttime swim and gets attacked by a shark, or when Richard Dreyfuss goes diving in search of a lost fisherman. Oh no. Oh George, oh no. Oh George. It's okay, we have some bait attached to that yellow bucket out there. If the shark's out there, he'll take the bait and we can track him and put a harpoon on him or throw a net on him or something, so hopefully he takes the... Oh, he's taking the pier. Is that a gas line? Uh-oh. Why is there always fire? There's always fire. I see everyone has had a chance to meet Bruce, the mechanical shark. Everybody's always looking at the fire like, woo! Oh, shark, oh no! That was Bruce, the mechanical shark. That's how he got his name. They named him Bruce after Steven Spielberg's attorney. Sorry if I have any attorneys on board. I don't mean to offend you, but you're a man-eating shark. Please don't sue me. What many people don't know about the movie Jaws is Jaws was actually slated to be a Christmas movie. That's right, Jaws was going to release over Christmas because at that time they felt that Christmas movies sold the best. They didn't like to release major blockbuster movies over summer because they felt that nobody would go to see those movies because they would be out on the beaches and out in the parks and doing all the fun things they like to do outside. So they like to release their major blockbusters over Christmas. So that's when they were going to release Jaws. There was one problem though. The shark kept sinking to the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean. While they were trying to film Jaws, that shark would sink to the bottom of the ocean. They would have to pull it out and reshoot the scenes. And that kept pushing the release date back. And so finally, when they got the movie done, they had to release it over summer. Little did they know that that would create the first summer blockbuster ever. So from then on out, Jaws has been known as the first summer blockbuster, and it's now in its 40th anniversary. That's right. Jaws is now 40 years old. That area that you saw over there, all of those houses, that was also Cabot Cove. That's where Angela Lansbury filmed 12 very successful seasons of Murder, She Wrote. So Murder, She Wrote also films all over the Universal lot. And right around the corner, we have some houses like the ones you might see in Murder, She Wrote, some New England style houses. Right here on Colonial Street, also known as Wisteria Lane from Desperate Housewives. On the left-hand side, we have Gabrielle Solis's house, played by Eva Longoria. Next in line, right after Gabrielle Solis's house, is Bob and Lee's house. And right after that, we have Susan Delfino's, played by Terry Hatcher. And then over on the right-hand side, you get Brie Van de Kamp's house, played by Marsha Cross. And then back over on the left, we have Lynette Scavo's house, played by Felicity Hoffman. Now, all of these houses are just the fronts and sides of buildings. There are no insides to these houses. In fact, Lynette Scavo's house is a tree growing through the middle of it. They said, we don't want to cut down that tree, we'll just build a house around it. That's what I'm going to do with my house. Build a tree house on top. On the very end here, we have Edie Britt's house, played by Nicolette Sheridan. Later, Renee Perry's house, played by Les Cooper. The Desperate Housewives were the only people to do their acting on these streets. This street has some history. Ronald Reagan was an actor here before he became the President of the United States of America. The house on the right, Lynette Scavo's house, was also Ronald Reagan's in Bedtime for Bonzo. From actor to politician. Who does that? Am I right? Californians? Wink, 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 wink. On the left-hand side, we have Leave It to Beaver's house. And then this house on the right, the Lavender House, 1313 Mockingbird Lane. That's the Munster house. From the classic Munster series. It is now on Netflix. And it's awesome. As we round the corner here on the left-hand side, you'll see a house that has some like bright orange trim with a mirror in front of it. That is Matlock's house. And then after that we have Wait. What is that? Why is that parked there? That's not the right car. This should be a different car. I'm gonna call this into security. Hold on.
This is security. What's going on, Studio Tour?
Hey, I have it's like a 1970s-ish Charger. It's parked out here by Wisteria Lane, and I've never seen it there before, so I just thought that I would let you know.
Okay, Tour. I'll send someone down to check it out ASAP.
All right, thanks, Chief. Sorry about that, guys. Nothing more important than security out here on the back lot. So as I was saying, we had Matlock's house there. But now what if we need something a little bit different than that New England colonial-style house? What if we need something from a cartoon? Maybe something from Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Well, that is what we call Ron Howard.
One of the biggest creative challenges that we faced on How the Grinch Stole Christmas was to bring the storybook world of Dr. Seuss to life. Some of the most talented artists in Hollywood worked for months to create a living, breathing Whoville. When it was all done, they had built an entire city. And the fantasy world of Dr. Seuss became a reality.
That's right. And here we are at Whoville. Now, the entire Whoville took 11 sound stages to complete. So those big buildings on the front lot, it took 11 of those to complete all of Whoville. Almost 2 million linear feet of styrofoam was used, enough artificial snow to cover 9 football fields, and almost 2,000 candy canes were used in the production. Now, the Who's will come out and dance for all the trams that pass by during the holiday season. So during Grinchmas, for all my season pass holders, if you come on back, you'll see the Who's come out and dance for their Whobilation. But the Who's had a lot more to worry about here on the back lot than the Grinch, because they live right next door to the Bates Motel. That's right.
Watching me. Well, let them see what kind of a person I am. I hope they are watching. They'll see, and they'll know. They'll say, she will be.
On the left-hand side, we have the Psycho House. I'm sure Mother's still alive and kicking in there. Now, from one of our creepiest sets to one of our most colossal, Steven Spielberg's War of the Worlds set.
Site set is a perfect example of a set that is all designed around the vision that Steven had.
When we first began to sit down to talk about War of the Worlds, I thought, what if the 747 goes down right in a big neighborhood? Because it's just something you don't see.
You're doing good. You're doing good. Keep pressing me. Pressing me. Listen, I want you to close your eyes, okay? We're going to scout close. Robbie, get in. Get in.
The set that you see there, the airplane is an actual 747 Boeing aircraft. We had that shipped here and destroyed on the lot. That is an actual airplane. Also, all the debris that you see around, Steven Spielberg and his cast and crew bring things from home and just throw them on the set. He's like, I don't want that Tupperware no more. And they throw it on the set. This was used in Nicki Minaj's and Rihanna's music video Fly. And also, sometimes they will come out and use this set to train search and rescue dogs. And the Army will also come out and use this set for search and rescue mission training as well. So it's got some practical effects. It's not just a really cool movie set. It's also a great set for search and rescue training.
Oh my god.
Now, Steven Spielberg used that set because Steven Spielberg loves practical effects. However, in War of the Worlds, he used almost 500 VFX shots. So computer-generated imagery. Here's a look at how we use computer-generated imagery in our films here at Universal. Now, oftentimes when we do these visual effects, we need a green screen or sometimes a blue screen in order to fill in the background. And here's a fine example of a huge one that we have right here on the lot. We're actually right next to this one right now. You just can't see it because it's in the dark. This is called Falls Lake. There's a giant blue screen. We can either paint it or we can build a set on it or use the computer-generated imagery that you just saw to fill in the background. Jim Carrey spent some time here in Bruce Almighty. And that's how you get iconic movie scenes like these. It was originally built for Jaws: The Revenge in 1987. Some other movies that filmed in that location: Hunger Games: Catching Fire, filmed right there with Jennifer Lawrence. The cornucopia scene was on Falls Lake. And also Inception with Leonardo DiCaprio, where the van drives off the bridge. That all happened right there as well. So we've had many...
Studio tour. Looks like we might have an issue. I'm patching you into Agent Novak from the FBI.
Okay. I'm sorry to interrupt your fun, but we've got video surveillance on that Charger you all saw.
All right.
We ran it through the system, and the driver has been positively identified as Dominic Toretto. I've been tracking this guy for a while. He's a hardened criminal. He's likely armed, and he is definitely dangerous. My men and I are on our way to apprehend him right now. If you see him, don't be a hero. Don't engage him. Just keep a safe distance and report any further sightings to studio security immediately. We'll handle it from there.
All right, thank you, sir. All right, so it looks like we might have an issue. The FBI is part of the tram ride. I don't know how, but that's kind of scary. So I'm going to continue on. What was I saying? VFX, right. So oftentimes we use our VFX to create scenery like that, but we also use the VFX to create the creatures, the monsters that Universal is known for, because the monster movie started right here. As I said before, here are some of the Universal creatures that were inspired by the monster movies that started at Universal Studios.
This is Agent Novak with an FBI alert about individuals who are not authorized to be involved in the witness protection operation I'm heading up with my FBI team. Be on alert for Dominic Toretto, an ex-convict who has broken laws throughout the U.S. and around the world. Despite his checkered past, Toretto and his crew were recruited by Agent Luke Hobbs to assist U.S. diplomatic security missions and was granted a pardon for the crimes he committed. Letty Ortiz is a street racer and mechanic on Dom's crew. She's particularly vicious when protecting Dom. Her ordeals have impaired her memory, but she always remembers two things. She's got Dom's back, and he has hers.
Whoa, what's...
Look, this might be more serious than I thought.
Okay.
You guys need to turn that vehicle around and head back to passenger unloading immediately.
Okay. If that's what you think we should do, then...
Sweet moonwalking Moses! That's a terrible idea.
What
just happened?
I don't know.
This is a secure line.
It's not me.
Who
It's not
are
me.
you?
I'll tell you who I am, boy. I'm the reason bad guys use a nightlight. I'm the reason the boogeyman begs his mama to look under his bed. And I'm the reason you just lost control of this whole operation. My name is Special Agent Luke Hobbs of the U.S. Diplomatic Security Service. And as of 16.9 seconds ago, I'm the man in charge.
The hell you are.
Let me clue you in on two things, sweet cheeks. One, there's a high-value witness from the Federal Protection Program aboard your vehicle. And two, an international crime syndicate led by Owen Shaw is honing in on this vehicle to take that witness out. Shaw's as ruthless as they come, and he'll stop at nothing to eliminate his target. Every living soul on this vehicle is in serious danger. Other than that, enjoy the ride.
This is not your jurisdiction.
It is now, stink pickle.
I'm so tired of you state guys stepping in just whenever you feel like.
Mute him.
What?
Don't you dare!
I can't make that decision, guys. That is way above my pay grade.
Okay, I'm gonna make this really easy for you. Who do you trust more? Me or Mrs. Puskits here?
Good point.
Good, but do not.
That's better. We're moving your vehicle to a safe location until we have the situation under control. Until then, I want everybody to stay calm. Enjoy the ride. I'm taking care of business. Hobbs out.
All right, so it looks like they're going to stash us in Sullivan Truck Repair until further notice. I know that you all didn't sign up for this, but it appears we have a witness protection program person on board, and we're going to need to stay hidden until, I think he said Owen Shaw was his name, is caught or apprehended. So they're going to stash us in here until further notice. Thank you for your patience. I'm sorry about this. All right. From what I have heard, this is a street racer hangout. That's all I know. Oh wow, they got this special tow truck here. That's souped up. That's so cool. I like this assault vehicle too. Wow, this thing is huge. It's a nice shot they got. Is that party music? Can you hear that? What's going on here?
I hear it. We just got here. All right, I got it. Listen, hello, beautiful people, particularly you right there missing the third row. You know, you good? My name is Roman Pierce. Nice to meet you. Buddy Hobbs asked us to stash you in Shaw for a while. Brought you in our secret spot. Having a few friends over, it's a little messy, but it's all good. The more the merrier. Especially you right there in that third row. I'm saying. So look, see over there? It's Hobbs' urban assault vehicle. Best truck the U.S. government can buy. That work of art back over there is made by my man Tej. Think of it as like a Mona Lisa on wheels.
So did you break it down to them?
What's that?
One job to do, none. Alright, good guys. We're gonna keep Shaw from finding you. But to keep you safe, we need your help. We don't want the syndicate tracking us here. So put away your cameras and turn off your cell phones. One flash or one ringtone could give us away.
I need y'all to take this real serious.
Okay, pull into the next bay and we'll meet you in there.
So I was saying the third row, right?
Alright, so it looks like they just invited us to their party and get together, so we're going to move into the next day whenever they open the doors for us. Oh wow. Okay, so here we go. Everyone please stay calm. I don't think everything's going to be fine as long as we have our team protecting us. Whoa! What is going on? Atlanta, Georgia? This is crazy.
This is what we doing. This is the race day after party. And where the other girls?
Roman Pierce, FBI, on the ground.
Him?
On the ground, do it now.
You know how long I took to iron this shirt, man? I'm not.
On the ground, right now!
Ladies, just back up a little bit. Got it. It's like that. First of all, I don't work for you.
Oh, really? Well, tell me, Roman, who do you work for?
We don't work for nobody. Cop, I suggest you clear out of here, otherwise we can't guarantee your safety.
Guarantee my safety? I'm the one holding the gun.
Yeah, but mine's a whole lot bigger than yours. Escort this novice out.
Let's go, Cookie Puss!
You got an ugly suit on, man. It's cheap.
Somebody out there really pissed off Shaw. It's gonna get ugly fast.
Yeah, don't worry. Lucky for you, our whole family will protect you.
Thank you.
Are you kidding me, Roman? You didn't shut off your phone, bro?
I gotta call you back. I'm in another zone.
Epic fail, Roman.
Call you back.
Man.
It was on vibrate. traced us. Ops can't hold them forever. Letty, Roman, we're up. Try to move that vehicle.
Please.
It's about to get real interesting.
My Mona Lisa's all warmed up right next door.
Roman, grab your truck. I need you and Letty ready to roll.
Alright. So it looks like you're going to stand in this working garage until further notice. So everyone put on your protective glasses. We don't want anybody to get any kind of shrapnel in their eye if we happen to have any gunfire or anything again. So please put on your protective glasses. And hopefully Dom and his team can keep us safe while we wait here. I definitely don't like the sound of that. That does not sound good.
Which one of you is the witness? Speak now or you won't get fried!
This is our turn.
After them!
Okay, guys, it's showtime. This thing ain't moving fast enough. Roman, Letty, hook him up.
I got the move by the horn!
Now we're moving.
You give me the witness to run up the phone today! Witness is mine, Letty!
Fuck you, eat asphalt!
Don't think you're getting away! Find the cars!
Way to go, Letty.
Who's lining up the missile shot?
Not gonna happen. Don't worry, I got this.
Roman, don't shoot! Head for the bridge! Under subtraction! Everybody hold on!
Hit the nitrous. Run or die. Mona Lisa got messed up a little bit, but it's all good. We got through it. Now hell is that. Appreciate it. They say the bigger the family, the stronger it is. You guys did good out there. You're welcome to join our crew anytime.
We roll like this! This how we roll! We roll like this! We roll like this!
Thank you everybody for coming out. Thank Dom and his team for saving us. Thank you King Kong. Oh man, that was 100 years of movie making magic you just saw. Some of the oldest hits in Hollywood, some of the newest. Thank you to my season pass holders for coming out. You guys rock our socks. If you're not a season pass holder, you can take today's ticket to the Universal Box Office and upgrade it there. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The park closes at 10 o'clock tonight. Hopefully you got a chance to see Waterworld, the live SeaWorld Spectacular at the front of the park. Some of the best stunt people in the nation at that show. So hopefully you got a chance to see it. I'll be on the left-hand side of the train if anybody has